All right. Looks like we are we all live? I think we are also we are live. We are live. What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome to the stream. JOJO Friday. It's good to be here. I'm always a little worried because of the new streaming updates, like when it comes to my restream and all that. Always a little worried that it's not going to work because I swear that first time I had everything done correctly after I had fixed it that one time and it did not work. So I always go in, double check, re-put it in, exit out, go back. Like, the setup down actually takes about an extra 5 minutes, believe it or not, to get things, to make sure everything's okay on Twitch and on Restream. It takes about an extra 5 minutes because you have to title, you have to do the scheduled post for YouTube first on their schedule. Then you have to go to your Restream. Then you have to go to your edit titles. Then you have to select the one that you did. Then you have to title the Twitch stream correctly. Then you have to make sure that you double check the stream key that it didn't switch it up on you. So go in there and do that. Then I've got to do all of my tests for like my combo breaker, you know, and as you can see, it didn't even work. It's when I press the button. So even when you test everything, it might not work properly. Hold up. Okay, it worked the second time that I did it. So it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. But I'm glad that we're here. We are live. What's good, everyone? Welcome to the stream. I hope all you guys are having a great day today. Today we've got a lot of news to go over. We've got updates to Splatoon Raiders. We've got updates for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book pricing wise. We've got the discussion of is now Nintendo the most pro-consumer system, console, not marketplace, but console, not PC, not gaming, console, not at this point. We're going to talk about that because of the number of different things that are happening. We're also going to discuss Final Fantasy XIV has been confirmed for the Nintendo Switch 2. So that's interesting as well. First, notification. Big love. We're going to get into shout-outs right now, too, as well. Big love to Simeon Coin with the 100 core crystals. And he says, afternoon, OJ, just getting in. Small blessings from I think meant from me to you. Music request, Hyperzone Old Capital. All right, I got you, man. Hyperzone, thank you so much. Simeon Coin, Hyperzone Old Capital. We'll get that going for you. Thank you for the 100 core crystals as well. Let's go. Let's get you up on the board. Mr. Simeon Coin, dropping some coins or some bits. Simeon Coin 555 with the dollar dono. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. And if it does $1 more, you can be my man Simeon Coin on the board. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Starting it off on JOJO Friday. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for the big love. Hyperzone Old Capital. Let's go. Let's get that on here as well. This is the separate sub thing. Sucks, to be honest. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, if you already have it, then it doesn't really matter, right? But yeah, I wish it was actually just one sub. But isn't it like that on... Is it like that on Xbox and PlayStation as well? Or is it where they have it where it's the... where you don't need another one? But that sucks if it's the case. Yeah, that definitely stinks. But I mean, I already have NSO. But yeah, it would have been nice if they would have just done it to where it's all just one. But I'm guessing NSO is also significantly cheaper than Xbox and PlayStation, like the $20 tier. So there's also that. So there might not be some money left over when it comes to that, because a lot of people are on that $20 tier for Nintendo. Let's see here. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Barry. It's just one. Yeah, I'm guessing it's because Nintendo's online is much cheaper than Xbox and PlayStation for the most part.
I want to shake your hand.
Let's see here. Also, Justin with the 3.
Listening in while still at work today has sucked, and a new person is trying to start drama.
I'm listening in. I'm still at work today, and a new person is trying to start drama. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that somebody's trying to start drama with you, Justin. That's definitely, or just trying to start drama just in general. Sorry to hear about that, brother. But yeah, hopefully I can help you just get by your workday. Help you finish out all your routes and everything and your what you're doing. So thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate it. Even tuning in from work, appreciate that. Hopefully, like I said, I can help you. Hopefully I can help you get everything, like I said, help you get through the day, more like it. Let's see here. Final Fantasy Ever Cold is coming to Switch 2 with the collab from Evangelion. The Switch 2 version will be out August 2026. Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about today. I didn't know about the collaboration, though. It's only one sub if you only play it on NS2. If you have an existing account for another platform, you have to pay for both subs. Okay, well, you better just figure it out on what platform you want to play it on then, if that's the case. Better just figure it out what you want to do. See, that's why I didn't even get it at all. I was like, let me just wait. Maybe I'll see what they do on Switch 2. But yeah, I haven't played. I'm not a big MMO guy, so I mean, I'll probably try it out on Switch 2 for work. But I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it. I'll be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it at all, just because I'm not a big MMO guy. But I know that Final Fantasy 14 is a really big game. Like, people really love this. It's one of the best MMOs out there. So it's something that we're gonna cover, of course. So, absolutely. Happy JoJo Friday. I hope you're having a great... I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. Is it true? Yes, it's true. I would never say something's confirmed in the title, then it's not. I don't lie about stuff that like that. There's no question mark either. It just says Final Fantasy 14 Switch 2 confirmed. So whenever I put something like that in the title, it means it's true. I don't lie. I'm not sure why you'd assume that I'm lying about it. So I don't lie about my my titles when it comes to, if it's just flat out no question mark, no anything, it's confirmed. That's what it means. Everything in the title is confirmed. So let's see here. I own every video game system back in the original Atari. Shoutouts, man. Good stuff. Final Fantasy 14 is actually really good. Can be played more single player, but I like the opening 80 hours just fetch questy though. Okay. That sounds like MMOs.
It's cool though, my boss has my back. I have been here for 6 years with no issues out of me.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's the thing, guys. Like, when you're talking about work and all that, like, I actually saw a post on Twitter. Juice Man Vaughn put up quote tweeted somebody that was complaining about Mario music. It's being a limited time on Spotify or something. And then they go on Twitter, some person, to complain, talking about how we're going to make fun of you. Like, this is the worst company ever. This is the reason why I don't work with other people like that anymore. Like, this is honestly, people like that, and I'm probably thinking this is the same thing with you, Justin. People like that are the reason why I stopped going in, like, I stopped wanting to work, like, at a traditional job. Because it's always those people, the most annoying ass, like, complainy, whiny. There is a perfectly good solution right in front of you, but you still have to say something. You still have to complain about something. You still have to bring something up. You can literally listen to all of the Nintendo Mario Galaxy music on YouTube with no questions. You can rip the music. You can put it in your Spotify. You can do whatever you want with it, but you gotta go there. You gotta say something. You gotta look for likes. You gotta look for something. You gotta be upset about something, and I'm guessing that's what Justin is doing with. Some person's gotta say something, and that's what I dealt with when I was going into my regular. I mean, I have a regular day job too, but it's a different type. Like, I don't have to work with people directly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, these are the same. This is those type of people that are on Twitter and stuff are the people that make work miserable for the rest of us normal people. You know? So I'm sorry about that, Justin. But everybody has one of those people at work where you're just like, dude, you can just do this. It's like right there. Or they're literally doing the alternate, yet they still gotta complain about something. It's like those people are the most annoying people ever. And it just makes you want to just quit. It just makes you want to just go away and never work again at certain places. So I'm sorry that you're going through that, Justin, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And when people just try to start something and you've been there for years, or something's been available for years, and they still got a problem. It's like, bro, it's not that big of a deal. Like, so I know how you guys feel, man. Like, listen, even here on YouTube, there'd be people. I had one guy, some really ugly black dude, complain, really bald. He's bald, ugly black dude, complain about me saying that I think 2D platformers are worth $60, like if they're good. That's all I said. And he went into a freaking makes videos, clips, and gets all angry and upset, all because I simply just said, oh yeah, if a 2D platformer is good, it's worth 60 to me. That's it. It's not even that big of a deal, you know? So it's like, there are some people that you just need to get away from, that you just leave me alone, you know? I'm not watching nothing you gotta say. I'm not listening to anything you gotta say, you know? So, I don't know, man. Let's see here. If you decide to get FF14, set up your account on MOG Station, your phone on PC first. So much easier than going through console. Yeah, I'll probably get all that set up beforehand. Thank you. I appreciate that, Tracy. I already read that one here, but let's go through some more shout-outs. Jinx, what's up, Jinx? I'm very happy. Oh, yeah, we had Saros, too. Saros sitting at another 88 Metacritic. I forgot about that. Yeah, Saros is reviewing really well. For some reason, the reviews went out in the middle of the freaking, like, the night for here in the West Coast or even East Coast. It was, like, crazy, like, middle of the morning, you know? So, yo, James Forte with the combo breaker!
Sorry I missed your B-Day stream. I've been broke paying that mortgage and fixing my AC.
No, man.
So I've been a silent watcher, lol.
No.
Hope you had a great one.
Bro.
You're the #1 channel, my guy.
Bro,
Hoping
don't.
for 200K by next year.
Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. You're good. Don't, bro, you got to take care of your own bills and everything first before you worry about me, man. So thank you. I appreciate you watching. I'll say this, guys. If people that do support, if you can, or whatever the case is, just have no ad block or have YouTube red and watch my videos like crazy. I'll take that too. So for all those who maybe can't, just watch all my videos. Don't do ad block and watch all my videos from start to finish, and comment and like and watch all my streams. Go ahead and do all of that for me, and I'm good. Okay. I know it's a lot, but go ahead and do all that, and we good. We even. Thank you for the 35. I appreciate that, Mr. James Forte with the big $35 dono. I appreciate that, my man. Thank you so much. We're now the new Hulk Hogan stream ninja. Anybody's 35 where you go, man. James Forte at the top of the board, baby. And also, big love to Patty Burke. Big Patty, let's go. Says hi from Ireland. Yo, Ireland. It's vodka o'clock here. Have a good show, lad. You know what? I'm guessing it's always vodka o'clock over there in Ireland. Shout outs. I need to visit one of these days. I know my homie Jordan Fringe, he goes to Ireland quite often, and he loves it there. He absolutely loves it there. So, definitely something I plan on doing one of these days. James F, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that big 35. And Mr. Patty Burke, thank you so much for the big $5 as well, or 5, I think it's euros. Thank you for the 5 euros as well. You guys are awesome. We're already off to a huge start. And of course, we got a triple JOJO coming in from my man James. Let's go ahead and get that going here. There we go. Yes, sir. Strike the pose with me. Let's go. JoJo Friday, that 10 and up. Get you one of those notifications every single time. We out here with the hype. Let's go. Thank you guys, man. But yeah, Saros 88 on Metacritic. What do you guys think about that? Who's picking up Saros on the PS5? Like, I'm thinking about picking it up. Like, I'm contemplating. It's just gonna be like one of those things where it's like a feel thing. Do I feel like picking it up when it drops next week? Or do I feel like waiting for the discount that's going to come on Black Friday, right? Like, so it's one of those things to where I'm not sure yet. I know it's a great game, and I'm looking forward to it. I played the original Returnal, and that was great, but I definitely felt that I didn't need to spend $70 on that game. So I'm thinking, okay, Saros is better than Returnal. It looks like it's doing some good stuff, so maybe should I just wait, or should I pick it up? I don't like rogue-like games, or rogue-like light, or like, or rogue, like, I've already just told myself I don't like that, so I don't know if I want to spend 70 on like a rogue light or rogue like game. I don't like them. I don't like the structure. I never will like the structure, and I've played all the best rogue like and rogue light and rogue Smith and Roquan Smith. I played every single rogue type of good game, and it's just not for me. It's just not for me. But I am willing to give it a shot, but I just don't know if I'm willing to give it a shot at that price. So we'll see how I feel next week, you know? So, all right. Yep, we have to get the Star Fox trailer next week. Otherwise, Nate was wrong on what was happening here. So we'll see what happens. So we have to get it next week. We'll see. Nintendo's been pretty good with pretty much having a big piece of news or something interesting every single week for the whole year, whether it's a Switch 2 edition or if it's something else, or something dropping. So, I mean, that's something that they could be doing. Looks like they're trying to ramp up things a bit here now, too, as well. So we'll see. Justin with another 3.
Last I'll say and then I'll lurk and relax, but they claim they needed my route because they knew how to do my job better and they have been here 6 months. My boss and the higher-ups say I do a great job, so hopefully this drama will be over.
Somebody tried to claim that they needed your route? No. Like, for anybody who doesn't know, if you're a truck driver or if you're like a delivery person and someone's trying to take your route, that's your livelihood. Like, that's your money. That's your something that you've been working for. And then you have some new person trying to come in and try to take what you worked hard to get. Don't let that one go. Don't give that one up. You don't owe anybody anything, Justin. So yeah, like I said, you said that you talked to the bosses, everything was good there, you know, so you know, don't sweat it. I think you'll be fine. But yeah, don't ever let anybody take your damn route. Don't let anybody take your route, dude. Like, that one, if you have to fight for that one, man, if you have to get a little, you know, a little bit tempered on that one, do whatever you need to do. But don't let somebody come in there and take your route out of nowhere. I don't care if they think they can do a better job or not. It's not their route. It's called seniority. You've been there longer. It's not their route. So, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Don't give that one up, Justin. So do what you need to do, but it looks like everything's gonna work out. But yeah, like that's insane because I know you do a great job, you know. I'm watching on work on the laptop, so no ad block. I can't even download Spotify. Hey, shout outs, James. I appreciate you, fam. You being a video game reviewer, they should give you a free games to test out, give you a review. I do get free games, Barry, but I mean I don't have a contact with Sony. I think if I tried, I could get a contact with Sony if I actually tried, but I haven't tried. I haven't networked. I haven't thought about it. Like, I get review codes from Microsoft because they have a certain way to get them, but Sony, I'd have to just talk to a few people, but honestly, I haven't even tried it, but I'm pretty sure if I networked enough, I can talk to someone, I can get a review code from Sony, but it's not that big of a deal. To be honest, I can expense pretty much any video game I buy. So actually every video game I buy, I can expense. So it's not that big of a deal to just buy it and support the developer or whatever, right? So often if a developer doesn't reach out to me beforehand, I probably will just go out there and buy it. But if they reach out to me, I'll take it. But sometimes I'll even buy the game as well. Like, a lot of times Nintendo obviously gives me review codes, but I'll just go out there and buy the game because I want it physical anyway, you know. So there you go. Let's see here. Thoughts on Hades? I did like it. I do. Brian, what's up, Brian? I do like Hades, but I don't like Rogue. I don't like Rogue. I don't like the structure of Rogue games, but I do like Hades. I like Returnal, but I don't like the Rogue elements of the game. I mean, it's just, to me, it's a negative. It's not a positive. To me, it should be like this. The game should never be Rogue. There should be a Rogue mode in those games. In my opinion, there should be a Rogue mode in those games. A Rogue game should be like this. Hey, you want to play this game endlessly over and over? Sure, we have a separate mode that gets harder and harder each time that you play, right? Or that you get to the end of it. But what it should be is just like, hey, look, there's going to be like 30 levels, right? That are randomly generated. And like each time, like, and then like if you die, you get to just go from there, and then you beat the game, then you beat the game again, or then you start over, and then you have a different layout. You have different enemies, and it's harder. That's what a Rogue game should be. And if you want to have a mode that's like, oh, okay, if you die, you go back to the beginning, that's fine. But it shouldn't be the actual game. The game should have a set number of levels. Just take what you usually do in a Rogue game, like Hades, you have this many areas, and just make that one thing. And then when you play it again, oh, now you have the next thing, and they rearrange it to the next thing. Like, it shouldn't be where you go back and from. I don't like that. I don't like it. I've never liked it, and I never will like it. I don't think that I should be going back every time. I think that should be a separate mode. I don't think that should be the game. And that's just my personal opinion, and I don't think I'll ever change from that. And I've legitimately tried to do this Rogue thing, And I don't like it. I don't like it as the main mode of a game. Like, I don't like it. To me, it should just be like let's say Returnal. You have 60 random levels, 5 bosses between those, right? Or you have 30 random levels, 5 bosses, and then you play through, you beat it that first time, great. But now the bigger challenge, you got to play it again. You get new weapons, new items, new layouts, new bosses, new tweaks, harder, all that. And it should just get progressively harder as you go. It shouldn't be like, oh, I died, I got to go back. Oh my God, I'm about to die again. Oh, I died, I got to go back. Like, I hate that trash. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't. You guys are going to get me going on this. I don't like it. And I think it's trash. I don't like that as the main gameplay mode. That should be a side mode. That should be a separate thing. But whatever. There's a lot of people that disagree with my opinion on that. And like I said, I'll die on that hill. I'm never going to like rogue games. And I don't think I'll ever like the structure. Will I like rogue games? Do I like the aspect and gameplay? Sure. Do I like the structure of them? No. I think they should tweak it a bit, you know? Splatoon side order is a side mode. It's literally called side order. Splatoon side order is a side mode. It is not a main mode. It is a side mode. It is not. You can't even buy it by itself. You need to have Splatoon 3. It's not its own game. It's a side mode. It's called side order. I did play side order, and I thought it was okay, but it's a side mode. There's the regular single player campaign where you go through normally like a regular single player campaign. You have the regular multiplayer, then you have the side order, and it is a side mode. So exactly like, yes, do it like that. Have a regular game where the game is regular. Splatoon has a regular single player, you know? Splatoon has a regular single player. Shout outs though, guys. Appreciate the combo breaks today. We can't extend everything out just because I have work and other stuff to go to later, but we can do it. We can go as long as we can. OJ really doesn't like it, but I hate road games too. Straight boo-boo trash. I really don't, man. I get that you don't like it, but for the ones that do, I love it. Returnal's my favorite games of all time. The way it is, each their own. Dude, you can have just as much fun as Returnal if they made that a side mode than they made a regular levels and then you go through them progressively. I guarantee you would like Returnal just as much, if not more. I still don't understand the need to have the main mode be rogue. You can have 2 modes. You can have one mode where it's like regular single player mode, and then you can have one mode which is rogue mode. That's all you gotta do. It's Splatoon did it. That's all you gotta do. Like, I don't think Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, that does it. There's a rogue mode in that where if you die once, you're done. Like, it doesn't have to be the main thing. They can literally do both and satisfy both people or both types of players, but they don't. And I don't know why, but they really should. They really should. Just give me, like I said, in Returnal, however many levels it takes for you to beat the game, just give me that in a regular single player campaign where you load up. If you die, you load up at each room or whatever. And then also give me the rogue mode as well. Hey, if you beat rogue mode, you get a special weapon compared to beating it regular. And you can use them vice versa. Like, there's no need for only to have a rogue mode. There's no need for it. It should be a separate mode. And like I said, I will die on this hill till the end of time. And I've tried to like these things. Like, oh, it's the main thing. No, you got to play it. I've tried. It just doesn't seem like it needs to be the main thing. You know? Doesn't seem like it needs to be the main thing. Let's see. OJ sounds like a skill issue. Not a skill issue because I've beat Returnal and I've beat Hades. I've beat both of them. So not a skill thing at all. Once again, I can show you my save file. I can show you my trophies for Returnal. I beat the game. I can show you my save file for Hades on Switch 1. I beat the game. Not a skill issue. I can beat it. Remember, you're talking to one of the guys. I want to ask you a question. Have you beat Rags? Have you beat Vanquish on the Xbox 360, the challenge mode? Have you beat that? I want you to go play the challenge mode without cheating. And I want to see if you can beat that. Don't talk to me about skill issue, okay? I know you're just playing around. I'm just saying. Don't talk to me because you're talking to one of the first people in the world. Rags. Okay? To beat Vanquish's challenge mode. I was like in the top 0.01. Now, am I washed in today's day? Yes. I'm absolutely washed. Yes, I am washed. But But I still got one more left in me. Vince Carter. You know what I'm saying? Still got one left in me. So, the Vanquish's challenge mode is way harder than Returnal. Like, it bends Returnal over. Vanquish's challenge mode, way harder. Way harder than Returnal. Returnal's hard, but Vanquish's challenge mode, definitely harder. Definitely harder. Let's see here. Or even beating Vanquish on the God mode that it has in there. Oh my god, bruh. What's up, Gangsta Slayer? What's good? These road games are really short. Once you beat them once, though, a run of Hades can be done in less than an hour, and that's fine. They could make a bigger game out of it, though. They could make a bigger game out of it and say, hey, we're going to program this many levels and do this. It's randomly generated. And then they can say, okay, there's a rogue mode here as well. They can give you both. To where you say, okay, now you've beat the short single-player campaign. Now try out the rogue mode, which is the harder thing to do. They could do that. It does not need to be separate. It really doesn't. And I think that's that's the excuse that they use to make a game really short so you can have value. It's, oh, we can make them replay over and over to jump up the time, the value proposition in the game. You know, it's like, oh, instead of actually making more game for the price or more game, we can just make them start over and over again, and that will jump the hours up, and then it'll look like good value when the game's really only like 3 hours long. But if we make them start over, then we have real value. Like that it just seems like a little bit of a scam to me. That's all. It's not really one, but it just seems like it. Let's see here. Great afternoon, OJ. Hopefully all is well with you. Everything's good, man. Let's see here. I mean, you can say that for Mario games. If you cut out the collecting, what does that mean? Party Man says, what's up? What's up, Party Man? The difference between collecting and making you start over are a completely different thing. Collecting is part of the game in terms of what they add value-wise. Hey, we're gonna add this. Making you start over, that is simply something that they do to jump the time up. To me, it's not something that's like, oh, you're adding in value. Oh, you have to do this separate thing or do this really hard challenge, and you collect something and you get this new area or something. Like, there's like lots of times in Mario games, when you're collecting something, it's a different level. It's a separate challenge. So you have to collect that to its extra gameplay. They'll have like a new level or something. It's the same thing. They just change up the layout. You're going back and you're going through the same looking areas, the same looking levels, the same enemies that you fought over and over. That's not the same thing at all. In my opinion. Let's see. I hear you though. Honestly, I can't imagine Hades 2 in the format you mentioned. I think it's a worse game if it's linear. Do you guys? I think sometimes gamers do not hear the word of optional. Everybody likes optional modes and optional things until it's something that you like. Then all of a sudden you can't fathom how it could be something different. I'm pretty sure I said optional. I'm almost positive I said optional. Shout out to Dana, but y'all can't, sometimes gamers can't fathom something. You don't know how it'll work. You know what I'm saying? But it would definitely work. Let's see here. I did read your last sentence. I'm just saying, there's been other people in here. I'm just saying, like, it would work. Hades would work. They would all work. All you've got to do is beat the game again. And you can get the same thing. That's all you do. Chrono Trigger. I played Chrono Trigger like 15 times to get every ending. Hades has way more replay value content after you beat the game story-wise than Chrono Trigger ever had. But kids in the 90s, we grew up playing Chrono Trigger and trying to get every single ending. And it was literally the same thing over and over. Hades changes. They've got harder enemies. They got new things that happen. There's all sorts of stuff. It could absolutely be done. Absolutely be done as it could work. and it would be fine. And I guarantee you, people are like, oh, that's cool. They have a regular mode in there. They've got an option. They've got the rogue mode in there as well. But listen, I get it. A lot of people like the rogue stuff. Okay, so I'm not here to tell you that you're not allowed to like it. You know, I'm not here to tell you that you're not allowed to like it. I just get apprehensive after trying out the best rogue games. Everybody says Hades and Returnal are like the best, or two of the top 10 rogue games, right? In this past generation, or this generation. I don't think there's many better rogue games than Hades and Returnal. These are two games that I said, okay, I'm gonna buy and play. And I played them and beat them. And at the end of it, I was feeling, okay, I feel accomplished, but I don't like the structure. I don't like going back. I don't like it. It pisses me off. So I've tried, guys. I've tried, boys and girls. So I'm going to be more apprehensive. I did buy Hades 2, but I have not put a ton of time into Hades 2. I died a few times and I was like, bro. I was just like, I'm like, I already did this, fam. I already did this. I did this in 2021. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this again. I'm a father now. Well, I was a father then too, but now I got a small little child. My daughter was bigger at the time when Hades 1 came out. I think, how old was she? She was already like 9 or something like that. And I got a little one. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this with bro. I don't feel like doing this, bro. I think I'm just old. I think I'm washed. Maybe Rag said it's skill issue. Maybe it is. It's an old issue. I think I might just be washed, boys and girls. I think I just might be washed. Bro, the arcades are too long ago, bro. That was a long time ago. Roguelites aren't too far off from traditional arcade games, but they're too bogged down by the conventions of the genre now to be interesting. Platinum Games has done modern arcade much better. Interesting. Yeah. OJ, I feel you. I was obsessed with the original Hades, but only put 10 hours into Hades 2 Rogue. Rogues are so hit or miss for me, even within the same franchise. Yeah, it's like I just did this, and obviously like the gameplay is so similar in Hades 2. I mean, there's a lot of cool updates and upgrades, but I'm just like, I did this, man. I did this already. It was kind of hell going through this, and now I gotta do it again. Like, nah, I'm good, you know, like I'm good. Like I bought Hades 2, and I'll probably get back around to it at some point, like when I feel like it, but it's just, I just don't feel like it, man. Like I just, yeah, I don't know how many hours I put into it. I think I streamed it on PC, and then I played it a bit on Switch too, and I was just like, yeah, I'll support them. Like if they make a Hades 3, I'll buy that, you know, I'll support them just because, you know, they're good developers. But yeah, I think I'm done. I'm done with the buying it and like with the getting excited about rogue games. I just can't anymore, man. Like I can't, like Soros. I wanna buy Soros. Like I wanna be excited about it, but then it just reminds me, oh, it's a rogue. It's like, why can't they just give me 30 levels, man? It'll take me 2 hours to get through. Give me 30 levels, and then if I beat it, I can go through it again. It gets harder. I get new weapons. I get new this. Maybe you add in a new boss here, like at your certain boss points, right? And then give me the optional rogue. If you just did that, it's a day one cop. So I can just go through it and play like a normal person. You know, rogue games came from PC Schizo. This is like a PC Schizo thing, right? Isn't that the origin of rogue? Like, where did this crap come from? Like, can somebody in the chat who's much more intelligent than me on these type of things, can somebody tell me where this crap came from? What was the first rogue game? I want to take a time machine and just choke that person out and get, what was the first rogue game that made people think this was a good idea? Who was it? Who did it? I want to know. Somebody tell me who started this crap. Oh man, oh my gosh. Oh no, I was just kidding, OJ. Oh no, Rags, you're good. I'm just messing around too, brother. It's all good. You can get on me a bit. Guys, you guys are free, especially you guys are free to make jokes and say skill issue. Like, that's no problem. I mean, Dior calls me washed all the time, so it's okay. It's okay. You're good, Rags. You're good. Let's see here. It was called Rogue. I feel like rogue games are just lazy level design layouts. I mean, maybe to a degree, but I think it's really just more to like get the like you have built-in value because you got to start over. So it's like, okay, yeah, and like, yeah, some of the levels, oh, we can make the levels look the same and like just change a couple of the scenery because it's a rogue game, you know? People are expecting it. So I think there's definitely some levels to that, yeah. It was literally called Rogue in the 80s for Unix. Who made it? Who made the game? It was called just Rogue. I knew it was a PC schizo thing. I knew it was a PC schizo thing. Because it wasn't a normal console developer. It wasn't like Miyamoto, or it wasn't like freaking you know, I don't know, Shuhei Yoshida. It wasn't the Gran Turismo guy. It wasn't freaking Masahiro Sakurai. I knew it was like a PC schizo. I knew it was a PC schizo that did this. I knew it. I knew it. And of course it was some 80s rogue game, probably some person that's sitting there playing typing adventure games and PC Mac and stuff like that in the man, I knew it was a PC schizo. I knew it. Only a PC schizo would make a rogue genre. Only a PC schizo would make this type of genre, bro. It ain't gonna be nobody that's making console games. Rogue 1980 IBM, yeah, that's a piece. I knew it. I knew it. If you remember, Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter was a rogue-like game, yeah, but that was many decades after. What's it called? Decades after Rogue 1980. Shout out to Juice Man Bond. What's good? Welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome. A lot of PC guys like rogue games, likes or rogue likes. I can only enjoy them by making them easier on PC with mods. Okay, yeah, that's like cheating to me. I'm not gonna do all that. But yeah, I knew that was like I knew it was like a PC thing. You know, I knew it was like a PC thing. Let's see here. Nintendo being pro-consumer. Yes, let's talk more about this. So I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, or maybe even an echo chamber. But like, to me, I think Nintendo is definitively kind of stuck its flag in the ground as potentially being the most pro-consumer out of Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. And allow me to explain myself before you sit there and clip and you get all crazy about it. Let me tell you guys the reason why I think so. As somebody who owns all the platforms and have owned all the platforms for, you know, for many, many, many generations now, I think that at this point, you have GameCube era pricing for a mainline core game. Even if it's a spin-off thing, we would see stuff like Mario Tennis, for example, be $70. Now you have games like Splatoon Raiders that are going to GameCube era pricing. Now, nobody expected Splatoon Raiders to be $50. So if anybody starts to sit there and say that, oh yeah, well, it's a side game, it was going to be $50. No, nobody, and I mean nobody, expected it to be $50. Let's get this dono right here.
Binding of Isaac. After that game, rogue games started popping up everywhere.
Yeah, Binding of Isaac. Yeah, that's another one, Justin. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for the $3 dono. Oh my god. Oh my god, not again. This stuff always happens like every 2 months, every month or so, 1 month or so. It just like messes up, but I know how to fix it quick now though. I just removed the battery from my what's it called? From my thing here, and put it back, and it fixes it instantly. So I was able to fix it quick. This time. I know exactly what to do. I just take my my keyboard, I take out the battery real quick, then put it back in, and then it works. So it's all good. Yeah, next month it'll happen again. So shout outs to Justin, thank you for the 3. But when it comes to what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the pro consumer. Nobody was expecting Splatoon Raiders to be $50. Now you have Splatoon Raiders being $50. You have Yoshi the Mysterious Book being $60. You've got the big games from Nintendo that are now being variable priced or being cheaper. On top of that, you have the cheapest system when it comes to current platforms on the market. You have multiple price increases from Sony and from Microsoft, not just one or two, like multiple price increases. You also have the cheapest online for console. I know PC's free, but we're talking about console here. So cheapest online when it comes to a service to play online. the NSO is starting to build quite a library. They still don't have the type of big AAA games that Microsoft and Sony have on their services. But once again, those games are also those services are also a lot more expensive per year when it comes down to it. Whereas here, you can get games now cheaper at this point, digital, and have the service like for $20 a year and still get a ton of NSO games in addition to online play for those games, all built naturally in, on top of stuff like the music service that they have down at this point, and even some of the DLCs that are coming out here and there. Like we got like the Mario Kart booster pack and all that. That's all available if you have, I think, the expansion pack, the 50. Even with that, that's still cheaper than most of the other systems. So I'm looking at it the totality, and I'm also looking at, this is something that a lot of PC schizos and other people won't do, I'm also looking at how the employees and the people that work for the company are being treated. Because contrary to PC schizo belief and grift YouTuber belief, game developers are part of what makes a company pro-consumer or not. If a studio or if a company is constantly firing developers and canceling games, that is not pro-consumer. I know you don't think that it's not pro-consumer, because it's not you, because you're not getting fired. But if you are looking forward to, let's say, Perfect Dark, okay? If Microsoft used Perfect Dark to sell the system because you want to play Perfect Dark, and then years later, the game gets canceled and all the developers get fired, that is an anti-consumer move. Do not allow PC schizos, weird Nintendo fans, and people online to gaslight you into thinking that developers and games getting canceled does not affect you. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Bad choices in game development, firing developers, mishandling of assets, waste your life clock. We do not live forever. If we lived for 1,000 or 2,000 years, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But we don't. We're squishy, and things can happen to us at any time. Okay? We are squishy. Humans are squishy. We are not Krogan or Asari. We don't have multiple hearts and brains and can live for really, really, really long periods of time. If you have a system for 5 years and they're hyping up certain games and those developers are fired and those games are canceled, that is anti-consumer. You have grifters and you have people online that try to spin it because their favorite company, PC people or PC schizos or Microsoft or Sony, they do those things and they try to spin it as business. Oh, that doesn't affect, oh, well, we didn't see what they're, shut up. This is the thing that probably ticks me off the most about these people. They try to act like part of being pro-consumer isn't actually not canceling games. Sony or Microsoft will cancel a million things. Whoa, we didn't see it. That is anti-consumer. You literally sold your system on those things. You wasted our time. You wasted our value with the system. We have a certain amount of time to play things before we don't have amount of time to play things. And if you have a system that launched in 2020 and you've canceled 75 live service games, that is anti-consumer because you misappropriated the funds that we gave you. That is a misappropriation of the funds. That is anti-consumer by 10 million. I need one of these content creators or these grifters to come and try to argue me on this point. That is anti-consumer. That is the most anti-consumer thing out of anything that you could talk about. More than $80 Mario Kart, which is anti-consumer, by the way. But you can buy the game used. You can wait. You can buy the game in a bundle. But if you fire developers, you'll never get Perfect Dark. We've been waiting decades for a new Perfect Dark game. There are people that have died waiting for Perfect Dark. Gamers. People that you might have known that were looking forward to it. That is the most anti-consumer thing ever, is ditching developers, canceling games. Nintendo does not do that when it comes to the developers and when it comes to the games. We don't hear about it, at least. Maybe they cancel some things, but we don't. I mean, they've canceled some things. But in terms of recently, the games that they announce, they release. There's very few times, very few times that we will see games canceled. In the Switch 1 era, I don't think I saw any games that they announced officially get canceled. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Let me know in the chat. But it's nowhere near as bad as as Microsoft and Sony, who's what we're comparing here to. So to me, that makes them the most pro-consumer right now at this point, because we're getting the games that they're announcing. We're now getting the variable pricing putting in here. We still have the cheapest online service overall. They still have a bunch of games added into NSO. It should be quicker. There's definitely should be things that should be better. It's not perfect. But right now, I'm looking at it, and I think other people are saying the same thing that I'm saying. I talked about this a couple of days ago. On Twitter, there was a lot of backlash when people were saying, oh, they're anti... No, they're not. Not compared... I mean, it compares favorably. There's still some anti-consumer things, but every company can be every company is anti-consumer. Every company can have anti-consumer stuff. You know what I'm saying? So... But like I said, like the $80 Mario Kart, that's still anti-consumer. I'll die on that hill too. They should definitely lower the price. But that's the thing that I'm talking about here. Firing developers, canceling shuttering studios, shuttering Japan Studio, shuttering Bluepoint, shuttering all these different studios, wasting resources, wasting time. Bro, I've got my PS5 and I barely have any first-party games because Sony has spent all generation canceling live service games and shutting studios down. That is anti-consumer because that directly affects the consumer. That directly affects me. That time could have been spent on more Ratchet and Clank. That time could have been spent on Jak and Daxter. That time could have been spent on Sly Cooper. That money and time could have been spent on so many other things, but it was spent on nothing. It was spent on live service nonsense, Concord nonsense. That's anti-consumer. That's more anti-consumer than anything Nintendo's done. More than $80 Mario Kart, more than anything, because it is a colossal waste of time. I got Mario Kart for $50 in the bundle. So that is a colossal waste of everybody's time. All right, that's my rant with this. You guys can let me know what you guys think in the comment section here. So there you go. FF7 being split into 3 parts to sell Sony's system is also anti-consumer. They did not apparently push sales with PS5. Yeah, I do think that FF7 was split into multiple parts to sell PS5s. Yes, I do think so, and that didn't work. Dude, they even released Everybody 1-2 Switch a month later after the announcement when they could have easily scrapped that. Yeah, they could have. That game would have been scrapped by any other developer, but Nintendo just put that out. I mean, that game stinks, but they still just put it out, you know? So, what's up? Hey, what's up, Mr. Davis? Welcome to the stream. Is no Fire Emblem 4 Remake anti-consumer? Well, they haven't announced it yet. So if they announce it and then it doesn't happen, then yes, that's anti-consumer. Oh, man. $50 a year for NSO plus expansion is way cheaper than Game Pass and PSN. I mean, well, here's the thing. You do get more with Game Pass and PSN, but those are a minimum of what? 20 to 30. How much is the cheapest tier of Game Pass? I don't know how much that is, but you do get, I mean, you don't get more games with the cheapest tier of Game Pass, but you do get some, I guess, like bigger games. I don't know. I don't do subscription service stuff. I do have NSO plus expansion pass, but Nintendo usually gives me, sometimes they give me free ones. Sometimes I resub and then they give me a free one, so then it doesn't matter. So that we've kind of like played tag with that. But I mean, I'll buy it regardless. I think that the GameCube games coming in are pretty cool. I like the fact that there's GameCube games because I love GameCube. So this ain't talk. Square Enix confirmed earlier today. FF14 launches in August this year. Yeah, no, that's confirmed, guys. That's confirmed. So we talked about that earlier. Are there any new Switch 2 RPG games? New as in, what do you mean by, like, what do you mean? Like, from when? There's always new RPGs coming out. So what do you want to know about? Which ones? Let's see here. Yeah, Saros is the first PS5 exclusive I've been interested in since the initial launch of Demon Souls and Returnal. Live service push has been anti-rag consumer for sure. Been anti-rags the richest consumer. You can't spend, Rags cannot spend his riches on the games because there's nothing that he wants to play. Let's see here. Kingdom Hearts 4, do Square Enix hates us? Kingdom Hearts 4. Kingdom Hearts 4, it'll be when they have something announced, guys, they will. So just sit more patient with the game. It's coming though. It's coming at some point. Monster Hunter Stories 3 is a good new RPG for Switch 2. I mean, that came out last month, so I didn't know what he was talking about, like upcoming RPGs or, you know what I mean? Because obviously you have stuff, yeah, you have Monster Hunter Stories 3 that came out. You have games that are coming out like the Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. You have Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. You can download the stress test today if you want to go play that RPG. That's coming out this summer. You also have Digimon Story Time Stranger. Now that came out the end of last year for PlayStation, but now it's coming out for Switch 2, and it's debuting the 60 FPS mode as well. Plus there's DLC coming out too. So, I mean, there's plenty to play. Let's see here. Let me scroll up and read some of you guys' comments while I was ranting like a lunatic. What's up, Epic Globster? Welcome. Leafstorm says, like, how many people also bought a PS5 for The Last of Us Factions, but then it was canceled after saying that it delayed to next gen to make it better? Yep. Last of Us Factions got canceled. That's anti-consumer. Man's cooking. Man is cooking. I mean, Nintendo does have crunch, so just keep that in mind. They do, but there's definitely been some times where they've, you know, made the crunch maybe not as bad, but they do have some forms of crunch. But the Japanese culture is definitely different than American culture, like when it comes to crunch and how that even works. But Nintendo, I guess Nintendo's trying to ease up on stuff like that too as well. So from what I understand, like Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade devs had no crunch on Xenoblade 3, and any of it was pretty much done. They had no crunch on that game, so that's good. Let's see. I'm glad I found your chat channel. I'm going in my faves. Thank you so much, Barry White. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming out to the stream today. And thank you for commenting. Love you guys commenting. If you guys can hit the like button too, that'd be awesome. Hit the like button. Let them know that we're streaming out here. Shout outs, guys. Combo breaks. Let's go. Let's see here. Haven't had this many Square games since Super Nintendo. I think there's been a lot of good Square Enix games on the Switch too so far. I haven't had as much time to play the big RPGs from Square Enix. I think the first RPG that I'm really gonna get into for Switch 2, like to play, is The Adventures of Elliot. That's the game that I'm like, okay, it's a new game. It's not a port. It's not a remaster. It's not a remake. It's a brand new game from Square Enix, HD 2D. This is like what I'm looking forward to. So like, I think for me, that's what I'm excited about from Square Enix this year, is that game in particular. SP Scarecrow, thank you for the tune-in tier pledge. Appreciate that. Let's go. And also, Deported Sicilian with the $5. Instead of Game Pass, just buy a PlayerEssence membership. You know what? Here's the thing. A PlayerEssence membership might not give you as much content game-wise, but it is significantly cheaper, and you do get a lot of content. You do get a lot of content, and I don't have any other and outside of I'm nowhere near as good as Game Pass, but I try to come here every single day and bring it when it comes down to that. So I'm a bit more personable because you can ask me questions and all that. Game Pass can't talk back to you. I mean, maybe Cortana can, but I mean, like, I'm not a bot. So, you know, but yes, a PlayerEssence membership is only $1. It's only $1. So you can !member all lowercase in the chat, bring up the prompt. You know what I'm saying? And you can become a member. So that is true. That is true. Appreciate that, Deported. Thank you, man, for the support. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for the 5, and thank you for the 25 months as well. Let's go. Thank you for the big 25 months, man. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for your support. Like always, you guys have always been, you know, goated when it comes to all of this stuff. Let's go. All right, let's see here. Would say Wallace, yes, FF7 Remake Trilogy was probably split up to sell PS5s, which is stupid for Sony to do. I also think it was just not feasible to combine parts 1, 2, and 3 into one. I think that the way that they were planning on doing the game, no, it was not feasible to do that. But I think that retrospectively looking back, I think that it was a bad plan to begin with. That's the thing. Now, yes, if you wanted to tell the story that they were trying to tell, it would be almost impossible to do it in a timely fashion. But they didn't need to do that. I do not think Final Fantasy VII needed to have this type of remake. I think Square Enix thinks Final Fantasy VII is on the level of what people think, the crowd thinks, and sales-wise, of, let's say, like Red Dead Redemption 2 or maybe like Minecraft, or like Mario Kart 8. They think that many people think it's that great, but that many people don't think it's that great. Square Enix had this grand idea in their head that Final Fantasy VII is the greatest thing since sliced bread, that it created electricity, that it started everything. And while yes, FF7 was a cultural phenomenon, it's nowhere near as popular as Square Enix thought that it was, in order to do what they were thinking for it to do, because it was set up like it was going to be this thing that would carry Sony into the promised land and the system sales into the promised land, and it would sell tens of millions of units because of the graphics and because of the scope and the scale, and it all came crashing down after Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let's just be real here. After when Rebirth came out, and the sales numbers, which still haven't been known, by the way, which we still don't know the sales numbers of Rebirth, by the way, I think that they realized that it's nowhere near as popular as they thought that it was, because this type of remake or reimagining is unheard of in the industry, and I don't think it's ever going to be done again, because regardless of what you want to say, did they make money? I'm sure that they did. Was it something where they felt that we can do this again? Absolutely not. You're probably never, ever going to see somebody try this type of thing. You'll probably never see Square Enix do it. Multiple games over multiple generations, people just fell off after the first game. They said, I don't want to play this anymore. I don't want, like, the sales of FF7 Remake were significantly higher than Rebirth, even just on the PlayStation 4, you know? So I think it's very clear what happened, that this should probably never happen again. I personally feel, as someone who's a huge fan of FF7, they should have just kept it like the graphics, tone it down to a little bit above PS3 level. It does not need to be where it was at. Don't get me wrong, those graphics are very nice, but it didn't need to be that good. We saw the tech demo from that they did on the PS3, and they could have made it just a bit, polish that up and make it a bit better, and make the full Final Fantasy VII game and add in some extra parts. That's what I felt that they should have done. I don't think they should have done what they, looking back, hindsight, looking back, and even when even back then, before the hindsight, I was like, I'm not so sure about the splitting this up. I was never on board with that. And now looking back, now that we actually have sales numbers and we can, no, I don't think they should have done it. I don't think they should have. You know, like, for example, Romancing Saga, which is nowhere near as popular as Final Fantasy, that got a full 100-hour remake from the Super Nintendo game. And the graphics are around the level of a PS3 game, you know, or something like that, a little bit better. You know, details are a little bit better than most PS3 games, but it doesn't look, I don't know if it even looks better than Final Fantasy like 13. But that game's awesome. You know, I think they could have went with that route. And it would have been fine. People would have bought it and played it, and it would have been great, and they could have moved on, and they could have just moved on to the next thing, you know? I don't think that holding everybody hostage for a decade was a good idea. Because remember, it was revealed in 2015, it launched in 2020, now we are in 2026, so we are 11 years in, okay? We're 11 years in. FF7 is good, but it's not that good. It is not worth 11 years. That's insane. A decade. Like I said, we don't live long enough for this stuff, guys. Our physical bodies do not live long enough for this type of nonsense. It wasn't needed. It really wasn't. I would have much preferred FF7 Remake to come out like in 2018, and it comes out and it's good, and then then we just have different games from 2018. There's 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, all the up, like there could have been other stuff. There was no need for this. Let's just be real here. There was no need for this. There was no need. There's way too much. There's way too much bloat. We did really need a sub story and a bouncer in front of a door to Dawn's house with multiple chapters. Yeah, it is what it is, you know. But they did it, which is why I'm just saying meh on the sales, as I don't want it to be separated into 3 games. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's not like we can't go back into the past and change what they did. I'm just simply talking about it from like right now. And even if you look at it this way, guys. And I know people don't like hearing this, but it's the facts, right? It's kind of like the reality. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 came out, and it has no history. It has no background. It has a number of developers, and it came out and it sold 8 million units. Now, yes, it wasn't a full big AAA title. Like, it wasn't like a full big, fully featured, you know, graphics beast like Rebirth was or is, content-wise and all that. But you know Square Enix is looking at them like and saying, wait a minute, hold up. We spent how long? And they just essentially matched what we did and then blew us away? And really, you can't count Xbox because that was on Game Pass. So they had a game on Game Pass, which I don't think most Xbox guys cared anyway. But they had it on Game Pass. And between PC and PlayStation, for the most part, they sold 8 million copies in 1 year? Square Enix is reevaluating their life right now. They're reevaluating how they should do things. Because there's no reason why a rookie studio that literally ripped you off, and I mean that in the best way possible, ripping off Final Fantasy, ripped you off, okay, should skunk you like that bad, you know? So I think that they're reevaluating what they need to do. They're reevaluating it, you know? So, what's up, Jazzy? But each FF game, standalone, each game should have connected with each other. They do connect with each other. They do connect. Yeah, this is the 1 year anniversary of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It came out April 24, 2025. Remember when people were saying FF7 Remake would outsell Animal Crossing? Yeah, morons on Twitter were saying that. One thing I also helped Claire, it was like 35 pounds or $40 at launch, not 70. Yes, and I said that in my video today. The fact that it was pretty cheap really helped the game out. So I mean, for every 2 copies that they sell, obviously Final Fantasy only has to sell like 1 copy, because it's a $70 game. But obviously Rebirth is cheaper now at this point than it was back then. You can get it for much cheaper, so it's not complete 1-to-1. But I definitely think that, yes, the cheaper price tag, obviously the great reviews, the gameplay, the compact story, you know, everything just clicked. They cut out a lot of the extra stuff that some people have a problem with, and they just made a pure game. And it ended up being a success, a huge success. So listen, they're all listening. They're all looking at what they did. Atlas is looking at what they did. Square Enix, they've all talked to Sandfall. They all visited them, literally. Atlas wants to learn. They said, hey, come through. And they took trips to Japan and they talked with Square Enix and they talked with Atlas. Atlas made a deal, like a bundle deal with them, you know, to help them out. Atlas and Kelper or Sandfall, where you can buy Metaphor and Clair Obscur for, I think, for like $70 or something like that together. There was that. They want to learn. They want to do better. I know that they say they want to do like RPG, you know, 3.0 or 2.0, JRPG 2.0. That's what Atlas is saying now. They're rethinking what they're even going to do. I think Clair Obscur made them rethink everything. And I think that, yeah, they're going to have to rethink things because the 7-8 year development JRPG to sell 2 million copies, that's not cutting it anymore. I don't think that's cutting it anymore. They're going to have to get something done. So I think some people are tired of kind of like the length of these JRPGs. So I think they have to find a little bit of a better medium or a better, you know, better balancing point. Not everybody, I mean, I know people that were scared away from playing Metaphor just because it's a 100-hour RPG, you know? So I know people that were scared away of playing Rebirth because they're like, God, I have to play the first game, and now there's all these mini games. It's like, no, I'm good, you know? So I think that they have to definitely find like a better balance, and I think that they will, you know? Square should copy Capcom and make a 3-pack of all the games together for $100, like the RE Generations pack. I think once they finish the series, I think they'll do something like that, but they're not done yet. So I think once the 3rd game comes out, then a little bit after that, then they can do that, you know? That's a limited time bundle though. It doesn't matter what you think what a real game is or not. It's the fact that people tried to say that it was going to outsell it and it got absolutely obliterated. what the type of game is. That doesn't matter what you think, a chore simulator or not. Okay, regardless, it still blew it out of the water when people were trying to say that it was going to sell better. So that wasn't the point of whether you like the game or not. I'm not a big fan of Animal Crossing that much either. The point is that literally people were trying to say it's going to blow it out of the water sales-wise. Nobody said anything about the type of game that it was. That's a deflection. The reality is that people were trying to say that it was going to outsell it, and it got literally bent over. Like, it got completely obliterated by Animal Crossing. It got just, so that's the whole point, is that whether you like it or not is irrelevant. We need a variety of types of games. We need RPGs. We need chore simulators. We need farming games. We need exploration games. We need all types of stuff. We need a variety, you know? So that's the whole point, is to have a variety of games for different types of people. But don't go online bragging about you're going to sell this, you're going to sell that. And then when you get blown out, people are going to bring that, wait a minute, didn't you say it was going to do this? Don't change the subject. Don't try to move the goalposts, you know? I think that's the problem with people online these days. They'll sit there and talk crazy. And then when someone says, didn't you say that? You'll move the goalposts. You'll move it. Oh, well, no, that's not what you said. You said that it was going to outsell it. So let's stay on topic. You know what I'm saying? If you don't care about the game, then don't worry about it. Just be excited for your game. But you got to try to have some type of, attitude about something that you don't like because it does well. Okay, well then don't get mad when people tell you that it did well. Don't change the subject now. Don't move the goalpost. You know, don't move the goalpost. And I'm not even a big Animal Crossing fan, but one thing I don't like is when you're debating somebody or when you're talking about something and somebody says this is gonna do this sales wise, and then you're wrong, and then you have to move the goalpost because of what's a real game or not, because I'm a real man and nah, that's not how it works. That's not how it works, man. Stay on topic. They got blown out sales wise, plain and simple. It did not sell what people thought it was. So that real game did not sell real copies. So it is what it is, you know? Watering the game down just to have it on your toaster isn't a good for people that's been there for the beginning and have to deal with hardware limitations and form factor, not to mention. I have no idea what you're talking about, Neo Fire Zero. So you want to talking about what toaster are you talking about? Watering it down for what? What are you even discussing, fam? You want to reevaluate what you're talking about, buddy? Let's see here. Get what you want Persona to do better, but one opinion I heavily disagree with you. You've mentioned is that the rid of calendar system, in my opinion, getting rid of that changes Persona altogether. The calendar system does absolutely nothing. It does absolutely nothing for the most part. It does absolutely nothing. The calendar system really does nothing. There's no need for it. In my opinion, there's no need for the calendar system. Now, sure, it's a staple of Persona and it works for Persona, but I really don't think that they need it. I think they can create something else or something new, or they can evolve the calendar system. So, for example, in Fire Emblem, that also has a calendar system, but you have multiple activity points within each day. So you can do more than one or two things in the day. So Fire Emblem in 2019 did a better calendar system than what we see with Persona. Now, Persona was before Fire Emblem, but I definitely would like to see them evolve the calendar system. That's fine, you can do it, but evolve it to where it's not, it takes me all day, or it takes me the whole half day to go see a movie or to eat a burger. If I eat a burger, why does it take me a half day to eat a burger? Why is it nighttime? I ate one burger and it's nighttime. That makes no sense. I take my daughter out to Wendy's, or I take my daughter out to go get something to eat. It takes us 20 minutes to eat and I'm done. We still have the rest of the day. It's still daytime. Why does it take half a day to eat a burger? That makes no sense. So you're trying to tell me that's a good gameplay? That is not good. That is not good, bro. That is not good to take all day to eat one burger. I know it's a big burger, but it still shouldn't take all day to eat one burger. It should not take a whole half day to eat a burger. Deported with the $2 dono and says they should get rid of the calendar system IRL too. Just time goes. It is a big burger, though. It is a big burger. Like, they give you a big one. But still, though, man, like, it should not take all day. It should not take all day for that, bruh. I'm sorry. Joker's a slow... Hey, maybe he's a slow eater. Yeah, maybe he's a slow eater. Let's see here. Moving towards... let's see here. Neo Frozen was person saying that Switch 2 version is going to somehow make FF14 bad, even though it's on phones. FF14's also on phones. So what's the problem here? It can also run on like weak PCs as well, right? Can't FF14 run on? So the game is already out on PlayStation and Xbox. So I don't understand how Final Fantasy 14 on Switch 2 affects what you already have. Are the graphics gonna magically be worse on your PlayStation or on your PC because there's a Switch 2 version of the game? Please explain to me, like, how does that work? How does that make things worse for you? Because there is a Switch 2 version of the game. So if you already have the game on PC, did they announce that the graphics are getting worse or that something's happening? I don't understand it. So FF14's been out for how many, a decade now at this point? It ran on the PS3. There was a PS3 version of the game. So what's your problem? Like, what's your problem, dude? Did you have a problem with the PS3 version of the game? I don't think you said anything about the PS3 version of the game. So what's your issue? This is what I'm talking about, guys. People who come to complain when it's got nothing to do with them. They're just here to complain. These are the same type of people that you want to just bitch slap at work, right? When you go to work, these are the same. We talked about these people. Juice Man with old Mario. We talked about these people. They're just annoying for no reason. They're just complaining for no reason. They just got something to say. They always got something stupid to say for no reason that doesn't affect anybody. But they're just miserable. And they like to spread misery. It's the worst type of people to come across. Honestly. The worst type of people to come across. The worst type of people at work. They're just whiny. They're just annoying. They're just weird. And you want to Spartan kick them every single time they open their mouth at a meeting. Every single time they complain about something. You just want to Spartan kick them. You just do. I almost Spartan kicked somebody at work. Let me tell you guys a story. One time I was working at a car rental place, okay? And they put me in such a bad position at a little satellite branch for a car dealership that we had renting out cars to people that have their car in the shop, because you guys know how much certain American cars break down, especially back in the day. So I was working there and they were constantly putting me in bad spots. You got a lot of guys making $100,000 a year as service managers that are getting pissed off at me because I don't have any cars for their big clients, especially big expensive luxury cars and things like that. So I'm just constantly getting put in a bad spot. Okay, they're not giving me cars from the main branch. I gotta constantly delay. I gotta constantly tell people that, you know what, I don't have a car, just give me a second. And the main branch and the assistant manager, because our main manager, he was out on paternity leave at the time, but the assistant manager who was elevated to regular manager and the manager's assistant that was elevated to assistant manager, they were constantly telling me, just tell him whatever, just delay, stall. And they were doing that to me all day, okay? They're doing that to me all day and just being annoying all day. So at some point, after like 3 or 4 hours of this, of them simply not helping me out here with cars, I got tired. And I said, you know what? They got cars over there. They're holding cars, they're renting them out to other people. Go talk to them. And the manager's assistant, who was the assistant manager at that point, came to there and got in my face and said, go home. And I was like, excuse me? He said, go home. And I said, you gonna pay me? He said, no. And I said, make me go home. And he gets in my face, and we're like in this tiny little office, bro. This office is small. We are literally, and I'm like, bro, I am 3 seconds from Spartan kicking this guy. Why are you in my face? Why are you being annoying? Why are you complaining when you're the one who put all this on me? You're annoying. You're whining for nothing, okay? So if you don't get out of my face, I'm gonna Spartan kick you. I'm gonna knock you out. And I had the people that worked there were looking like, uh-oh. So then it got so bad They had to call my emergency contact. By the way, I'm old. I'm not young. I think I'm in my 20s. Okay, so this is decades ago. I'm in my 20s, and they have to call my emergency contact because it was so bad. That was my mom. My mom. By the way, I'm in my 20s. Okay, my mom has to come there because it was that bad. Because I was about ready to kill this guy. Because I was about ready to kill this dude. It was so funny. So I'm sitting there. My mom comes and she just sees me and I just look terrible. And she's just like, oh, let me just take you home. So they take me home and they still paid me. I still got paid for the rest of the day. I'm like, y'all ain't gonna sit there and tell me to go when y'all put me in a bad spot. Y'all gonna pay me, okay? So they paid me. But anyway, annoying people like you remind me of that guy. You just come here to be annoying for no damn reason. Ain't nothing affects you, bro. Go back and play whatever you want to play. Everything is fine on your neck of the woods with Final Fantasy or whatever. Nothing's changing for you, okay? Play whatever game you want to play. Stop worrying about other people, okay? Annoying ass. You remind me of him. If you were for I spar and kick you right now, stop worrying about Final Fantasy 14, bruh. God damn. Anyway. That was my whole point in relating those stories. You annoying as hell. You complain for no reason, fam. Ain't nothing changed with your Final Fantasy. Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, I wasn't complaining. I was just saying that you was saying people random. No, I'm not saying that you were saying that. I'm just saying it don't matter like what that other guy was talking about. I was talking about him, not you. People just complain. People just upset for no reason. People just complaining for no reason whatsoever. You know, just you got perfectly good alternatives, yet you out here complaining. Why don't you just send me some cars? Just send me they don't want to send me no cars. They were all worried about boosting their numbers. Because when you go to that satellite branch, you don't get any numbers. You don't get any insurance numbers. You don't get any roadside assistance numbers. You don't get anything. You don't get any numbers added to your... So all they were worried about was boosting up their numbers, renting out all the nice cars, the people that came into the branch there, and leaving me to dry with all the crusty cars. Leaving me to dry with all the crusty Chevys and things like that. Oh, we don't want to rent that. That car is cheap. Let's send it over there. When we get that car back, when we get somebody to get a car back, we'll send it over to you. While they rent out Camaros and they rent out all this stuff when I need cars for these people here too, but I just gotta constantly sit back and say, oh, there's nothing that I can do. I gotta wait. And then he's gonna try to come there and say, I'm gonna go home. Act like I'm the problem. Bro, what you mean? I'm at a satellite branch by myself. I have no cars here. Bro, what? You know, like, like, bro, what? What are you talking about? Don't come here and tell me to go home. You go home. So it's like annoying for no reason. And by the way, they just want to boost their numbers because they're all looking for promotions. They're all looking to run their own branch. So it's a perfect opportunity. That was a perfect opportunity to sit there and screw me over and let me deal with these people while they boost up all their numbers with Camaros and SUVs and Tahoes and all these different high-priced vehicles that they're renting out to regular people. Because once again, we have a contract with this dealership, so we don't get any numbers. We don't get anything like your personal sales numbers are not boosted by being there. We rotate every 1 week. Somebody's got to go there. It's like, oh, my numbers are gonna drop. Okay. So they're just like, oh man, we're getting all these cars back. Let me just boost all our numbers and screw him. We'll give him whatever we feel like. Bro, what? Like, yo, what's up, 88R Sam? Shout outs, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming out. He's not weird, annoying, take events too easy to safe place. Get love. No. I'm just saying. I just felt like telling that story, man, because it felt weird to me, man. I didn't say Nintendo's the only pro-consumer console. I said they're the most pro-consumer right now, based off of what we have, based off of that. So, and we're not talking about PC. We're not talking about PC. Anyway, another rant. I think we've got 2 rants for today. We're on a roll today, bro. We got 2 rants. Also, shout out to the combo break, 60 on the board too as well. Also, Riley Walker, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. I've told that story before, you know, the whole story, that story where, like, I've told it before, but that was kind of a little bit of an abbreviated version. But the funniest thing was the fallout. I thought I was gonna get fired. Dude, I didn't even get written up. That's the crazy thing. The area manager came down from up north, and he called us into the office. And I was like, uh-oh. I was like, this is it. I was like, this is it. No job. Back to being no job. Back to being broke. But he called us into the office. He called me and the other guy into the office. He was like, yo, man. He's like, what happened, guy? He said, hey, how's it going? He was all smiling. He said, yo, what happened, guys? I was like, yo, Wade, man, I had a bad day, fam. I was like, that's what I said. I said, oh man, I just had a bad day. And then the other guy was like, yeah, man, it was real stressful. And he was like, yeah, he's like, it gets like that sometimes here, you know, but the important thing is that we all work together as a team. I was like, yeah, that's true. And he's like, yeah, that's true. So you guys good now? I'm like, yeah, we're good. We shook hands, me and the guy, we shook hands. I was like, all right, man, you know, and that was that. I didn't get written up. I didn't get in trouble. Nothing happened, bro. They were just like, they must have seen some hell in the past. They must have seen some hell in the past because it seemed like they were used to it. Like my manager and the area manager were used to people blowing gaskets and potentially fighting each other because it was a high stress, kind of more of a high stress sales job, like, and all that. So it was like, I think they're like, man, this was probably nothing to them. They've probably seen worse. That's what I was thinking, that they've probably seen a lot worse than that because, like I said, man, we were close in front of, once again, a customer, in front of customers. We were about ready to fight, you know? it was crazy. Should have boxed each other after work, bro. To keep it a buck, man, that guy would have got messed up. I'll keep it a buck, bro. That guy would have, I mean, it would have been bad. And like I said, back then, I had a filter and I could pull my punches. I've never hit somebody as hard as possible. At least in my adult life, I've never hit somebody with like my fist as hard as possible. I've never have, you know? But at that point, that day, I think I would have hit him. I would have hit him full and I would have completely broke his face. So it was good that I didn't. Because then, I mean, I think I would have definitely lost my job at that point, and it would have been hard to hire me in other places because I did get another job after that. So I'm glad that I did not hit him, and I was, and cooler heads prevailed because if I did hit him, I would have completely just broke his face. I'm strong now, but I was stronger then. I just got done, trying out for the Mountain Lions, back the old UFL team. So it was around that time for me. So I was still in football training mode. I would work out during my lunch breaks at that time. I would work out before work. I'd work out at lunch. I would eat like a protein bar and then I would work out afterwards. I'd come back, I'd go to the gym, and then I'd go back and I'd see my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And I'd spend time with her. Like when she was really little at that time. So I was still working out like 2 to 3 times per day, 5 or 6 times a week. I was still, because I still thought for some reason that I can play for the freaking 49ers, which was stupid for me, but I was still training like I was playing. So I was still benching and running and lifting and squatting. So, I mean, that guy would have got, like, you know, it would have been one punch. He would have been done. He would have been out. So I'm glad that I did it, honestly. I'm glad that I did not. The fist is for the self-defense. No, it wouldn't have been self-defense because he didn't. Because the thing about it though is like when we squared up on each other, it was so funny because I was like, what are you gonna do? I said, what are you gonna do? I was like, bro, I said, do something. I said, say something stupid. He said, say what? I said, say something stupid. I said, say something stupid right now. I was like, Pinky. I was like, say something again. Say something again. I was like, say something stupid. I'll knock you out. Hey, you. Oh my gosh. Yo, Justin with another 3, man.
Just heard from my boss that person was told not to contact me anymore at work. Play some victory music.
Oh, yes, sir. Let's go. Good stuff, Justin. See, there you go, man. Cooler heads prevail once again. Good stuff. Good stuff. How about this one? I like this. This is my favorite, one of my favorite victory tracks. Fanfare from Chrono Trigger. There you go. Shoutouts. I'm like, how's the Switch 2 more pro consumer console now? Says Nate Dogg. Well, we've been going over all the stuff that's been happening when it comes to the Splatoon Raider situation. How that's $50. We also went over the Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. That's also $60. And a lot of these companies, Walmart, for example, are matching them physical. So the option for every single system for the Switch 2 to have a physical option, unlike Microsoft and Sony, the cheaper online play compared to Microsoft and Sony, the cheaper system compared to the multiple price hikes for Microsoft and Sony, on top of that, is all of the reasons people are starting to see that it's the more pro-consumer console. In addition to the biggest thing, which you missed the rant on this, the biggest thing is not firing developers and not canceling games. There are grifters and there are content creators that will grift you out of thinking that firing developers does not affect you. Firing developers does not affect your games or what you play, and that's the biggest load of hogwash. I've seen content creators pull this nonsense because their favorite companies, because Microsoft and Sony, they let go of developers, they shut down studios, they just see it as, oh, it's just part of the thing. That is also anti-consumer. That's probably more anti-consumer than anything that Nintendo does. That's the most anti-consumer, and let me explain. The reason why it is because you get a finite amount of time that you have. Time is valuable, especially as an adult. If there are times when they're shutting down studios, canceling games, making stupid live service stuff that nobody plays and all that, that is a waste of resources that could have went to something else that would have been better. That's not dead right now. So for example, The Last of Us Factions, that's anti-consumer that got shut down and everything because people were looking forward to that. We spent time and resources on it. We bought the games for that, and that never came out. Or Blue Point. We're looking forward to something from Blue Point. We got nothing from Blue Point. That is anti-consumer. You spent time, we bought Shadow of the Colossus. We bought these different games. We bought Demon's Souls Remake. We bought these type of games, and they ended up into nothing. The investment turned into absolutely nothing and wasted 5 years so far of the PlayStation 5's life, going on 6 years. So that's also anti-consumer. Or for example, Perfect Dark. Microsoft actually advertised the Xbox Series with Perfect Dark. That was one of the first games that they revealed was Perfect Dark is coming to the system. They canceled it. They completely shut down the studio. What a waste of a colossal waste of time. That is anti-consumer. Once again, you will have content creators, you will have Nintendo Switch grifters or Nintendo grifters try to act like it's not a big deal because it doesn't make their favorite company or whatever look good, but it is a big deal. It is a problem. And the fact that Nintendo does not shutter studios and cancel all their games or cancel a lot of games and fire a bunch of developers that you know and love, like Japan Studio, for example, that makes it to where it's more pro-consumer. Because we've seen that now with the Switch, there's been nothing, where we've seen multiple firings, cancelings, letting go from Microsoft and Sony's side, plus price increases across the board. To me, people are starting to realize, I saw this on Twitter, it was trending, people are starting to realize that Nintendo actually is the most pro-consumer console out of the lot. And like I said, now we're actually getting the variable pricing kicking in. Games like Splatoon Raiders, $50. Games like Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, $60. So underneath what people are saying, maybe $80 for some of these games. Not happening. At least not right now. So that's what I'm talking about. I can no longer play any Blue Point remasters now because Sony will have less Blue Point remasters too. Yeah, there's not anything to talk about. Jim Ryan shaking my head. Well, yeah, Jim Ryan, but it's also the new management. Blue Point was not shut down under Jim Ryan. You know what I'm saying? That was shut down under the new management. You know, so I think that's the problem. That's the problem. Like, yes, Jim Ryan's a problem with the live service stuff. That's a problem. And I'm not saying that Nintendo doesn't have any anti-consumer things. Obviously, the $80 Mario Kart situation that went on there. You know, maybe you can say the Joy-Cons are too expensive. Or you can talk about some of the fan game stuff or whatever, that type of stuff. But I'm talking about the actual real system, like the stuff that pertains to the system, not extra stuff or PC schizo stuff that PC people get crazy about. I'm talking about the actual system itself, you know, and what they offer and whatnot. Maybe sure there could be some more stuff that they add into NSO. It's not perfect. No system is, and I'm not saying that Nintendo's 10 times better than any other system. Not saying that. What I'm saying is that people are starting to see that it's more pro-consumer than a lot of these other systems because of the massive price increases for PlayStation and Xbox. Both of them, they're all significantly more expensive, 30% plus more expensive, or 25. Sorry, 25 to 30% more expensive than they are now at this point than they were 5 years ago. So that's what I'm talking about right now. Japan Studio being deleted made me actually quit Sony. I love Japan Studio. Imagine if Nintendo canceled Monolith Soft, but they wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, it'd actually be the equivalent. I mean, Monolith Soft's a good equivalent, but Japan Studio was Sony's first ever game development studio. This is like firing your mom. Like if you had a business and your mom was, you know, maybe lagging behind and, you know, maybe she wasn't as effective as the other companies, or your dad, right? But they were still there. They love you. They're still there. They're still doing their best. And you fire them. You fire them from your business. That is the equivalent. Sony fired their parents. Sony fired their mom and their dad. That is the equivalent. That is their first studio. It is iconic. It is a staple. You don't fire your first ever studio. That's cruel, in my opinion. Sure, you want to downsize? Okay, but to fire them, to get rid of the name, like that just is incomprehensible. Why you would do that? It's Sony Japan Studio. Like they are a stalwart. Without them, none of this is here. None of it is here. So that is my issue with that. You know. Oh, what's up, the cool guy? Welcome. Oh, another thing that's also more pro-consumer. Consistent releases. I think that consistently having games released, big and small, is very important. And I would say that Nintendo's had the most consistency over the last decade. If you're talking about first-party releases, nobody's been more consistent with first-party releases than Nintendo. Now, obviously, the third-party has not been as good, so you can look at that as like an anti-consumer thing for consumers out there, and that's fair. But it is getting better, and when it comes to the actual, you know, what do they produce themselves, obviously been the most consistent with the first party. So like I said, I'm not saying that Microsoft and Sony are the worst ever. I'm not saying that. I'm not here to grift you guys on that. I'm not saying that. Obviously, I have the systems, they're good. I'm just talking about some of the new stuff that I'm hearing people talk about. Like the fact that we actually got a trending Twitter topic and it said that Nintendo compares favorably against Microsoft and Sony. I couldn't believe it. People are finally seeing what I saw a while ago now, you know, so that's really what it comes down to. Even if Nintendo got canceled, a lot of projects, they haven't made it obvious that they kept, and they've kept most of it. Not all they were workers going to the next project. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, we don't hear about it. So I think that Nintendo doesn't announce projects too soon. And when they do announce a project too soon, like, most of the time they follow through and they finish the game. I mean, there's been some times where it's been canceled, for sure. Like, if you look at Nintendo's canceled games, they've canceled stuff before. But in recent memory, they usually don't announce something till it's actually ready to be announced, you know? The last game that I remember Nintendo, like, canceling that they announced was, like, Project Hammer for, like, the Wii. There might have been something else, but maybe you guys can let me know in the chat, like, what was announced but then canceled. But that was the last game that I remember. Not doing well after the Knicks, man. Yeah, man, the Knicks had a rough game last night, but I still think they're a better team. I think they're gonna win the series. Is this a big deal for FF14 and Nintendo? I mean, well, yeah, FF14 is a big game, so yeah, it's definitely a big deal for people who like FF14, and obviously if you want to play portable, like native portal. The Kirby game for the Kirby GameCube game. Well, yeah, that was before Project Hammer. Project Hammer was a Wii game, so if you're talking about GameCube, then yeah, that was before the Wii game. Project Hammer for Wii was announced then canceled. Yeah, that was the last time that I heard of a game that they announced but then canceled it. Most of the time when they announce a game, it usually comes out or it morphs into something else. So My day's good, man. How's your day? My day's good. Do you think we'll ever get a creative upgrade, the likes of Mega Man X, or will we keep getting rehashed remakes and rebooted slop? Mega Man X, creative upgrade? I don't know. The way that you phrased this question is weird. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're asking, Romeo. Thoughts on the NFL draft? Interesting. I'm not sure what players are going to work out or not. I think it's really going to be on scheme. Basically, the biggest thing for me was Rams taking that guy from Alabama at number 13, and I found out the reason why. Well, Richard Sherman exposed the reason why. It's nepotism. The GM from the Rams is really good friends with that boy's dad. So he got nepo babied a little bit. So that's the reason why they took him at number 13. He got nepo babied. It was an expendable pick. They were already set on offense and defense. I mean, they could have still added somebody, but the Rams are already a Super Bowl contender even without anybody in this draft. So really they had an extra pick like house money, but they nepo baby.
That Kirby GameCube became part of Star Allies and part of Return to Dreamland.
Okay, so it kind of got repurposed into something else, which Nintendo does before as well. So yeah, there you go. Thank you for the another $3, Justin. I appreciate that. Says even if they do cancel games, Nintendo somehow uses old and canceled concepts to bring them into other games. Yeah, that's what Justin just said here too. Everyone clouding my Rams. I mean, yeah, it's a weird pick because it doesn't make your team better right now. You know, you have a Super Bowl contending team right now, and you decided to you nepo baby to pick. It's a nepo pick. Like I said, go watch the Nick. Go watch the Richard Sherman podcast on the draft, and he talks about it. That boy's dad, I think his name is Ty Simpson. His dad is really good friends with the GM. The coach, Sean McVay, had no idea that they were drafting that boy. Or that kid, or that young man. They had a young man, let's be respectful here. He had no idea until very, very late that they were drafting that young man. So he's obviously like, what the heck is going on here? You know what I'm saying? So it's a nepo pick. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, listen. Nepotism is all over the place, and it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. It's whatever. But it is a nepo pick, plain and simple. It's a nepo pick, because the boy's not going to be ready to play for the next couple of years. They just signed an extension to Stafford. Stafford's going to play through his 40s. So I mean, like, the boy's not going to be ready to play for the next 2 or 3 years. It's a nepo pick. They could have waited and got somebody else later. You know, he's not a first round drafted quarterback. His stats aren't first round drafted. He played 1 year. He only played 1 year college, like 1 year as a starter. That's not first round talent. He's not 6'5". He doesn't run a 4.3 40. He doesn't jump out on screen. You know, he played at Alabama with a bunch of great talent. He's a good quarterback. He's an okay quarterback, but they've had much better talents at Alabama than that guy. You know, much better prospects out of Alabama. Much better. So I don't think he's a first round quarterback. But once again, 13? That's insane. That reminds me of like Christian Ponder back then, like with the Vikings back in the day. It's like, okay, Christian Ponder? Really? You know, what'd you draft Christian Ponder for? He wasn't that great in college, you know, and he ended up being a bust, kind of. So there you go. The difference with Bronny is that, like, LeBron's still on the team. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but yeah, I mean, it's somewhat similar. Yeah, it's somewhat similar to the Bronny situation. You know, where it's just nepotism, of course. I mean, but LeBron James, I think the big difference is that LeBron James makes like tons of money for the Lakers. I guess the GM, since it's a GM, it's not a player, it's a GM. I guess the GM, yes, does make money for the organization because of their picks, but it's not quite the same as like a player bringing in, you know, butts to the seats, you know. But a GM obviously puts together the team and makes money for the franchise as well. So, you know, I guess you can say it's the same in that way. I would still take the kid as a backup in case Stafford gets hurt. Jimmy G needs to never play for us again. Sorry, party man. Well, you guys already have Stenson. You guys drafted that kid from, remember the two-time, he won 2 national championships, right? You guys drafted the Stenson kid. He should be ready to go. You should get, you guys already, what'd you guys draft him for then? You know, like, so what'd you draft Stenson for if you felt that he wasn't the backup? Like, why spend? I think they spent what, a 4th round pick if you pick like backups, when it comes to like a backup, a third or fourth round pick means that you think that guy can play. If you take a quarterback in the third round, you think he can play. You just get maximum value for him. You just don't have to play him right away, but you think he can play later. So what's the point of taking Stenson at third or fourth round pick or whatever he was, and then picking another guy in the first round? Then what's the point of doing that? To me, I don't think this Ty Simpson is so good from his film. He didn't pop out to me at number 13. Absolutely not. I don't think who had him as a first round graded quarterback. Was there anybody that had him as a first round pick? I don't think anybody had him as a first round pick. That's the problem. I mean, could he be good? Sure. But, you know, if I was the Rams, I would have picked somebody. I would have traded back. I would have traded back and hopefully get him in the second or third round. And I would have got picks to make our team better now. And have you guys seen some of the players left available? There's big old 6'6" defensive ends and big old D tackles, and there's safeties. There's 4-3 safeties. There's speed and power and finesse all over. That's why I was happy with the Niners, man. There's Aldon Smith looking defensive ends available. There's all sorts of great first round talent in the second and third round. There's just not enough teams, so you have to have a cutoff at some point, you know. So they could have got any one of those guys. Like there's this big old 6'6" defensive end from what was it from I think it was UCF or Tulane, like 6'6", like 260, runs like a 4.5. I'm like, get that guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he played good, had like 10, 11 sacks. I mean, to me, I'll take a chance on him, you know, make our team better right now. But hey, it is what it is. Let's see, the backup of a backup. I don't know. It's weird. That's what I'm saying. Like, he might be third string, Nick. Like, he might be third string. You do not take a quarterback in the first round if he's going to be third string. Like, that's insane. Like, that is wild. You only take a quarterback in the first round if you think he's going to play, be a backup, and he's going to play, like, either he's going to play right away or he's going to play within the next 2 years. So, like, that's pretty much what you take a backup. Like, you take a first, like, but at number 13, that usually means he's gonna start. Like, if you draft the quarterback at number 13, like top half of the draft, that means he's gonna play right away. That usually means that. I don't recall the last quarterback that was taken 13 and up and didn't play right away, like, or wasn't groomed to play like instantly or near instantly, you know. So I watch SEC football. That dude is not like that. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see anything that jumped out on me either. But once again, he could be really good. McVay could coach him up, and he could be awesome. So we have to wait and see, you know. Let's see here. Players, there's no way Nintendo will not cancel games. What do you mean by that? You mean there's no way Nintendo will cancel games? Yeah, Nintendo's not going to cancel games. Eagles stole Lemon from the Steelers while they were literally on the phone with him. They did. They did steal him. That Lemon kid looks pretty good, so we'll see. We'll see how he plays. I think that means that AJ Brown is done. So I mean, looks like AJ Brown's probably going to go to the Patriots. So we'll see how that works out for him. Wasn't Splatoon a repurposed idea? Splatoon wasn't a repurposed idea. Splatoon, it was always going to be a new style of game, but they weren't sure what the game was going to be at the beginning. They didn't know. At first they had like tofu, just shooting paint or shooting whatever. They know they wanted a shooting game, but they weren't sure about who was going to be the characters and things like that. But they wanted a shooting game. They had Mario characters in there, but then it didn't make sense. Then they had like rabbits in there, then that also didn't make sense. Why would rabbits be shooting ink? So then they settled on like squids, and then like also kid form to kind of give it a bit more personality. Like you can transform and then you can swim in the ink. So that's kind of how it all, you know, came to form. Does Arch Manning count? He's actually putting in the effort. What, Nepo baby? No, Arch Manning doesn't count. No, that doesn't count. Unless he gets drafted by like, let's say Peyton is part of the organization for some team and he gets drafted by that team, then maybe that's a little bit of nepotism. But yeah, does Arch have a little bit of a leg up because of nepotism? Yes. But I don't think that's his fault. I mean, he was born how he was born. It's not his fault. And it's not Ty Simpson's fault that his dad is friends with the GM. So I'm not blaming the kid for being a Nepo baby. Nepo babies are Nepo babies. It is what it is. They can't control. They didn't ask to be born. So, you know, and it's not like he didn't work hard. It's not like Tyson didn't work hard to train and to get better and to throw. You still have to perform, and he performed on the field well enough. So I don't want to take anything away from the young man, you know? Shout outs to Patty with another $5 dono. And says, OJ, be good. Off the bed here in Ireland. See you on the other side, lad. 11 p.m. here. Hey, shout outs. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you for the €5. Thank you. And shout outs to the my Ireland peeps, man. You guys are goated. You guys are goated. Let's go. Have you wondered why football doesn't have substitutions like basketball? The players could benefit from having the rest time. Football does have substitutions like basketball. Anytime football has things called packages. So when you have packages, certain players come in, other players come out. Now, usually linemen on the offensive line don't, but on the defensive line, they do. Linebackers, not really, but you'll have different packages for a lot of players. Now, some DBs are never subbed out and some safeties aren't, but there are substitutions. There are things like that. Now, here's the thing. If one team substitutes, the other team is given time to substitute. So if the offense takes a player off the field for a different package, you must give the defense time to also switch and rotate out. Now, some players rotate out, some players don't. So keep that in mind. When you're playing football, you can have, like, let's say nickel big, or you can have spread, or you can have whatever, and that is the substitution packages that are naturally built into it. Now, like I said, some people are never taken out, like the quarterback, or certain offensive linemen are never taken out, but there are substitution packages to keep players more fresh. Receivers and running backs and tight ends, players that have to run a lot more. You know, linemen are obviously just blocking. They don't have to run as much. But yes, for receivers, for DBs, for safeties, there are even some linebackers, and defensive linemen for sure, there are packages for defensive linemen. So there are substitutions. It's just done in a little bit of a different way. You know, and of course you have your timeouts where you can sub people or you can give people a break too. So they do have subs. It's just done differently and you don't catch it. But a lot of times what you'll see is that you'll see, like, on first and second down, you'll see a certain package in, and then on third down, you'll see the fat boy. You'll see some fat boys running out, right? You'll see, like, the big guys running, and that's the sub. They'll bring in, like, a speed package. You get a couple different defensive ends in there, you know, that can pass rush the quarterback, like, on third down. Or let's say you're trying to bulk up, and you're trying to stop the run. On some of the short yardage downs, you'll see more big guys, DTs, come in, defensive tackles come in, and maybe like a DB will go out and they'll make it like a big package. Maybe you have like a 4-4, right, where you have 4 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, and they're all up close. So, you know, there are sub packages for football. It's just done weird, you know. Stealth showed a screenshot of FF14 on Switch 2 at the moment from Yoshi P. Yeah, I'll check it out later. LJ, how do you feel about before you buy game ranks? I enjoy it. I hope the good thing about the new PlayStation game Saros. I haven't watched one of their videos in a while, but I like the guy. I think he's cool. I think we've had him on the Spawncast before as well, so he's dope. Yeah, he's cool. I don't really watch the videos as much anymore though. What does YouTube feature mean? This Steam has had a tag on my screen. YouTube featured mean? I have no idea what are they trying to feature me on YouTube's front page or something? If that's cool, that's dope. But I have no idea what that means. I don't know. I'm looking at my view count's about the same, so I don't know if it's anything new is happening there. But can you send me a screenshot, Figure Giant? I know you got my email. Can you take a quick screenshot of how it looks on your page and send me it just so I know, so I can ask my YouTube rep. Or somebody, or Dior, can a mod take a picture of their screenshot and send it to me? Barker says, I woke up the FF14 news really happy about that. They're clearly trying to appease the new players with how they've handled, how they're handling in. Who cares about the people that already pay the sub elsewhere? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't really know too much about that stuff. So can you, I think somebody talked about that, Barkster, about you have to have like a new sub or you have to have like another sub or something. I'm not really sure. Thanks, OJ. I've never noticed that in football. Yeah, it's kind of hard to notice, or sometimes like they cut away from it, so you don't see the subs, you don't see the substitutions in. And like I said, like sometimes the offense can catch. The thing about it is that you can catch the defense subbing. Sometimes you'll see, like, you know, Peyton Manning used to do this all the time. He used to just wait and act like they're subbing, but then they don't. and then they see the defense is subbing, then they run up to the line, and then they try to get them to false start or catch them off guard or throw a deep bomb. Peyton Manning was like the king of this. And Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning used to do this all the time, where they just catch defenses subbing, and they'd be like, "No, we're not subbing," and like run up to the line and start, and there'd be like a false start, or there'd be like 12. Sometimes you'll see 12 men on the field. Usually that's because they caught you subbing, So it is like you have time to sub, but then sometimes good quarterbacks can catch you with too many players on the field, so then they can get you, and it's a penalty, Secure my Splatoon Raiders pre-order from Walmart. Just feels like Switch 1 days of getting first party for 50. Yes, it's very nice. Very nice. Spawnwave morning videos on his other videos. His morning videos are better than news, less depressing. Yeah, sure, Corey, no problem. Yeah. My day's doing good. What's up, Ninmar? Welcome. Good morning from Australia. Morning. It's afternoon for me. It's 3 p.m. for me. If you have a sub, you need to buy a 50% off sub for Switch 2. However, it doesn't require NSO. A big portion of the game you can play for free. This is very inviting for new players. Okay, I'm a new player, so that's going to be very inviting for me, because I'll try it out. Or I might get a review copy or a review thingy for it. Might get that for it. That's good, though. That's actually a pretty good explanation. I keep having this issue with YouTube kicking me out and lagging me behind in the stream. I've tried reloading the app, so I've been behind almost the whole time. Oh, man, I don't know what's going on, dude. Sorry about that, man. OJ, what happened? Are you ready? Cheating on Warframe with FF14? No, I need to really get going in Warframe, man. I need to get going in Warframe. It's not coming out till August, so I've got time for both, right? Do I got time for both? Smash 6 has a teaser trailer to Ultimate. Maybe Zagreus from Hades would be in it. Nah, he's probably not going to be in, but yeah, maybe. But probably not. I wouldn't bank on that. But that'd be a cool character to have in. I mean, you'd have different weapons. There'd be a lot of different stuff that's happening. I think that'd be kind of cool to have him in there. So yeah, I would like it. I think it'd be cool. What's up, Markel? Welcome, man. How you doing today? What's up, the great Waz also here. What's up, the great Waz? Just someone said Nintendo was one of the worst companies of all time because they upload Galaxy 1 and 2 music to Spotify for a limited time. I did see that, and we actually had a rant on that. I'm like, these are the annoying, those are the type of people that you meet at work where there's a perfectly fine and perfect solution to what they're asking about or what the problem is, yet they want to come here and complain about it and talk about how terrible everything is. Miserable people in life. Just miserable people. Miserable. It's on YouTube for free. You can rip them if you want. You can use JDownloader and just download all the songs. You can put it on Spotify yourself. Like, these are the type of people that are the most miserable people in the world. And they're just looking for other people to be angry for no reason. Then if there's something that's actually like legitimate, like, okay, this is not good, then that's fine. But the problem is that it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Like, all the music is on YouTube for free. So if you want the whole Mario Galaxy soundtrack, like, it's really easy. Mario Galaxy soundtrack. Hey, you! I want to shake your hand.
I will say ever since the restream started again, every now and then it will buffer when it used to not.
Ah, I see. Okay. So it's probably thinking it's the restream situation. Okay, yeah, my bad, guys. I don't know what to do. I don't have my settings for YouTube. I'll try to see. I think if I subscribe to the Restream Pro, I think it'll get me a little bit better quality. So I'll subscribe to the Restream Pro. I gotta set up all my stuff like on Facebook and on Twitter and all that. So I'm gonna do all that like where I'm streaming, like where I'm like everywhere. So I'll do that. I'll set that up and I think it'll be better for you guys. And I'll up the quality count too. I'll up the bit rate. So we'll do all that. But anyway, if you want Mario Galaxy, here's you can get here. Look, you can get the full. Look at how many the full. It's all here. There's so many. You can get every single track of Mario Galaxy from multiple different people. Where you can get it all in one video. You can get it all separated. It's all right here. What are you complaining about? They're the worst company ever because of Spotify. Because you are lazy and because you like Spotify. because they put it limited time. That's what you're upset about. It's so stupid. All the music's right here on YouTube. All these people got YouTube accounts. It's all right here. You can listen to every single track. It's been like this for a long time. It's been like this. It's been up for a year on here. It's been up for how long? There's another one. Here's Super Mario Galaxy 2. Look, you got the whole soundtrack. You can listen to everything that you want. Look, it's all right here. Everything's here. What are you complaining about? Like, this is what I'm saying. People are just miserable. People are just miserable, man. I'm telling you. Oh, yes. In the context, OJ, Xbox version of FF14 requires Game Pass sub. FF14 might actually be part of the reason why Game Pass price went down. Oh, okay. You've had 0 issues with buffering on YouTube. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on then. Not sure what's going on with that. They're just making noise. They probably don't. No, they don't care. They honestly don't care. But it's something to complain about once again, and get likes on Twitter. Screenshot set. Maybe it's not noteworthy. It could be aimed at me specifically. Who knows? Okay, it could be. YouTube does all sorts of stuff. Let me check out. So figure drawing says that there's like some type of feature thing, you know, that's on here. So let me see. So let's see here. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, YouTube featured. Okay. Yeah, I see it right there. YouTube featured. So maybe, was it on your home page? So maybe it's just showing up on a lot of people's home page. So I think that's what's going on here. YouTube featured. Okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I think, yeah, maybe YouTube just put it on the home page a little bit better for like the live stream or something like that. I think maybe that's what they did. Looks good though. I like the thumbnail. Thumbnail looks really good. OJ, don't do that. If I can help you with multi-streaming, I can DM you. You don't need to restream. Would I have to reset everything though? What website would be what website would you use to restream from multiple different places? So like, what would you use? You can tell me the site and then I can research it myself. Yeah, cool thumbnail. Yeah, it's a nice thumbnail. It's a nice thumbnail. It looks good. I think it's pushing the stream a little bit more, and I think it's because I have it on vertical and I have it on horizontal type thing. So I don't know. Maybe they're pushing the stream, but yeah, we have the same amount of viewers that we usually have. So I don't know. FF14 for real? Yes. I don't know why people think that like I'm lying whenever I've had so many people come in and say for real. Yes, FF14 is confirmed for Switch 2. It's coming out this August. Yeah, it's for real. I'm not lying. It's confirmed. Yeah, the Galaxy music is on the Nintendo app as well. It's also on the Nintendo app. It also is, so. Yes, for real. You use Stream. I think that's Stream. Yeah, I use Streamlabs. It's Streamlabs OBS. It's together, Streamlabs OBS. But to use, like, you gotta pay for multi-streaming on there. It's like with Streamlabs, like the premium. You gotta pay for it. I do have OBS, but I like Streamlabs OBS. I don't like regular OBS. So, I know regular OBS you can stream to multiple places like without paying for anything, but I don't like regular OBS. Like I don't have everything set up there, and I don't feel like doing it. So, that's the issue there. People keep saying FF14 for real, like literally they announced it on the stage showing it running on Switch 2 by FF. I know, man. People complain about Galaxy Music not being on Spotify versus Nintendo Music. Meanwhile, 1 full year of Spotify is equivalent to spending nearly 8 years of NSO membership. I know, I'm telling you, bro. People are just weird, dude. People are just weird. Yo, Verkster with the big 50. He says, excuse me, sir, to get the plat. Thank you. Yo, we out here. My man's thinking about the platinum. Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Platinum boys in the house. Yes, sir. We out here. Thank you so much, Mr. Verkster, with the big $35 dono on JOJO Friday. Let's go. Yo, what's up, V? Welcome. How you doing today? Varkster, thank you for the big dono. Appreciate that, man. V's here in the chat, too. What's up, V? Welcome. How you doing today, young lady? Let's get James F. and Varkster on the board here as well. Appreciate that. Varkster and James F. I missed the announcement. Thanks for letting me know about it. Oh, no problem. It's just, I know you missed it, but it's so funny, though. John. We've had multiple people come in here and say, is this for real? Is this for real? That's the reason why we were kind of having a little bit of fun with you. Just because there's been some people coming in just saying, is this for real? Is it for real? And when it's just like confirmed in the title. So it's just funny. And it's been, I mean, it hasn't even been rumored. Like the developers have said, yeah, we're going to bring it over for a while now. So it's just funny that how many people have come in and like, don't believe it, you know, or just like, are not sure, like think that I'm lying or something, you know, but no, it's all good. You come here for the news, so that's why, you know, you come here for the news, so it is what it is. So it's all good though. And I think some people are complaining about the fact that it's not on PS4, like Final Fantasy 14. But yeah, every day, man, I'm just seeing more and more people, more and more people talk about different things when it comes to that, you know? So it is what it is. Let's see, dang, I feel you because OBS is all free, but you need to set up all your alerts. Yeah, I'm not doing all that, man. I'm not. The one thing that I've noticed with, like, when it comes to streaming and all that, like, things that take too long or just crazy, I just don't feel like doing. I'm not going to do it, you know? I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. So, I don't know how much Restream is per a month, but I'll check out how much it costs, or I'll look into alternatives. You know, I'll look into alternatives with it, so it's all good. So it's all good though, you know. What you thinking, OJ? Niners are gonna do big trade for their pick today? No, they already did a couple of different trades. There's really no reason to trade the picks today. They have 2 picks in the 3rd round and multiple picks in the 4th round, so they might trade something else, but really, there's no need. I think they're gonna pick the players now that they want at this point. The surprising part of Yoshida showing Switch 2 dev kit on stage more than the announcement of the Switch 2 version. I didn't see all that, so I gotta check that out first. Let me see. I think maybe Stealth has that. So I don't know what you guys are talking. I don't know what you said there, Husking. So let me double check. Let's see here. Switch 2, or actually no, Stealth. Yeah, I didn't see anything about a dev kit. Okay, hold up. Okay. So Yoshi P said that Nintendo freaked out a little about Final Fantasy 14 Fan Fest. A week ago, I had this great idea to play Switch 2 on stage, and Nintendo kind of freaked out a little. They were like, what? But they cooperated and helped out. So I told you guys, I bet you anything that network test, and I said this before, that network test, I don't think it was an actual real game. I think it was to stress test the servers for Final Fantasy 14. You guys know, like the Nintendo Network test or whatever. I did the first one, but I don't think I did the second one or whatever. I think there was a second one, but I don't remember. But I think it was just a stress test for Final Fantasy 14, or like MMOs. I don't think it was an actual real game. I think it was just them stress testing their servers so FF14 could work and other big games can work on there that are like MMOs. Yeah, the playtest program. People are saying, oh, it's like a game. I'm like, I don't think it's a game. I don't think it's like a real game. I think it's literally just a stress test to see how things operate, you know, like when you're playing like an MMO or something. So, oh yeah, this was at the Final Fantasy Fan Fest. So let me read what Stealth has to say here. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 will require a separate subscription from the other versions, but Nintendo Online will not be required. So there we go. You do not need Nintendo Online to play Final Fantasy 14. You just need a separate subscription. So if you're already, if you're new, then you're good. You're just gonna do the subscription. Final Fantasy 14 coming to Switch 2 is a big deal, especially in Japan. But the bigger deal is what FF7 Remake Trilogy started. Nintendo platforms are getting the latest Final Fantasy games again. Yeah. This is actually monumental. The Switch 2 is the first platform ever to get, and like for Nintendo, the first Nintendo platform ever to get like a Final Fantasy, a mainline big Final Fantasy game plus like an online Final Fantasy game. Xbox and PlayStation have both gotten online Final Fantasy games and mainline Final Fantasy games. The Xbox actually got that back on the original Xbox. It got Final Fantasy, I think, 11. And then there was no original Xbox mainline Final Fantasy, but the Xbox 360 got Final Fantasy 13. So it did have that. So it had, you know, mainline plus online Final Fantasy. And of course, Xbox Series did get Final Fantasy 14 and Final Fantasy mainline Final Fantasy 7 Remake. So Switch 2 is the first time for Nintendo that they've gotten like an online game. This is the first online Final Fantasy that Nintendo platform's ever gotten. So that's pretty cool. For the longest time after the SNES, Nintendo platforms only ever received Final Fantasy spin-offs and remakes, ports of 1 through 6. With Switch came Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 for the first time on Nintendo platforms. With Switch 2, now modern / new main Final Fantasy games are coming again. So yeah, I think that's really important, obviously. Yoshi P said last August regarding Final Fantasy 14 and Final Fantasy 16 coming from Nintendo Switch 2, quote, for me, it's just my aim to provide Final Fantasy 14 and Final Fantasy 16 to as many players as possible, and I hope that as many players as possible will be able to enjoy those two games. We are putting in our best efforts to ensure that this happens, so it's fine to convey to your readership that I consider the possibilities very positively, and we are putting in our best efforts. So I hope players will look forward to possibilities in the future, but I just ask for a little bit more time. FF14 is happening. I won't be surprised if FF16 is announced this year too. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna blitz us with Final Fantasy. So that's good. It's good to see. All right, if you're new and you don't need to pay the sub, you can play through 3 expansions with the free account. You can literally play 100 hours before you pay a dime. That's definitely good. It's good that you can do that before you pay a dime. That's good. But all right, guys, that was my alarm. I have to jet. Sorry that I couldn't stay a bit longer. So thank you guys so much for coming out to tonight's stream. Seriously, you guys have been incredible. We were able to stream for 2 hours plus, so I appreciate you guys coming through. If you have not seen my most recent video, please check out my most recent video. Big Nintendo Switch 2 news updates just dropped. We got some good stuff that we're talking about as well. I want to say thank you to all the Elite Ninjas. Shout outs to Varkster. Shout outs to James Forte. You guys got us to the Elite Ninja crown today. The Platinum. Let's go. So I appreciate that, guys. So if you have not seen my most recent video, thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to drop it right here in the chat multiple times. I've linked it over on Twitch. Check it out. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for coming out. Xenoblade Chronicles X video. Hopefully I'll have that done tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning/afternoon. So look out for that. Hopefully I'll have that done so we can discuss and talk about that. So, all right, guys. Love y'all so much. Thank you for coming out to the stream. Thank you guys for being awesome. Love you guys so much. And we will see you for the next one. All right, take it easy, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Spawncast pre-show, Xenoblade Chronicles X review, and the Spawncast. All right, guys. Love y'all.